Look, I'm gonna be honest, I never got to play Jet Set Radio or Future, and still, the only port to PC was the original for Dreamcast, with most comments on its Steam page saying, "Controls suck, no thanks," or "Old game bad." Alternatively, if you want to play its sequel, there's still the option of looking up some guides on YouTube for an Xbox emulator, booting it up, and constantly wondering if Zemu's bugging out, or it could be that you're playing a game that came out in the year 2002. No, we want a new Jet Set Radio game with accessibility to entry. Maybe it has a unique premise with all original characters and areas. But what if it also had a name that makes a smooth-brained person like me stumble enough just to end up calling it Cyberpunk 2077? Bomb Rush Cyberfunk is the new kid on the block for indie games, getting astounding praise from not just the Jet Set Radio fanbase, but also from people like me that find it fun to do the same tricks on rails for 10 hours plus. Even if you're not interested in it, supporting a game company that goes above and beyond recreating the style of something that was probably never going to see the light of day by its own studio, unless everyone in the world prayed to skateboard Jesus like it was the end of the world, could maybe help the chances of seeing more projects like this in the future. If you couldn't already guess by now, this is a stylized action parkour type beat, with the main objectives being to make some combos by stringing together different kinds of movement techniques, graffitiing the areas in your crew's branding, and battling rival gangs for a chance to be the best rider. There are different ways to increase your combo meter using tricks, but instead I'm going to teach you some more advanced tech that's good to remember. Starting off, you can perform a super jump by doing an attack then jumping afterwards to get more height, opening the possibility of getting to higher up areas. You can increase the multiplier by turning on rails and running on boards, but after starting a combo, you can't increase the multiplier by doing the same thing that previously increased it. By doing a manual, it can extend the time of a combo on ground until you run out of speed. Lastly, something I didn't do that often was using the boost properly. Boost can reset a manual when it's running out, and by doing a trick and boosting at the same time, it can create a trick with more speed to it. But overall, just experiment with the system whenever you can. Maybe you can find something that I didn't mention. For the story, you wake up in a prison cell as some guy with the most blank stare imaginable, and you're able to break out of the police station with the help of Trice, leader of the Bomb Rush crew. Fox introduces himself to Trice, and he then figures out that the character you're playing as isn't some real criminal that was maybe put into the interrogation for an actual crime, but was one of the big three who ruled over all city. After beating up police, Fox and Trice run away, seeing someone in the process that can't possibly be a main character or have any place in the story.
Yeah.
Oh. You now wake up with the newest Macintosh head with no memories or sense of being the original Fox. Trice introduces the other member of the gang, Belle, a supportive character with the only personality given being that she likes the phone. Your character, now being called Red, finds out the man who gave him a little too much off the top is named DJ Cyber, who is also one of the big three. The group's goal now is to take over multiple different areas for info and get Fox's head back. It's a little disappointing that there is a lack of a prominent voice actor leading the story in an impactful way, while in future you hear Professor K broadcasting his voice and talking about a clan using their money and their influence to oppress the people of Tokyo, even eliminating culture by portraying the existing graffiti gangs as terrorists. And while talking about diverting stories, BRC tries to be self-contained by not focusing on a government power like in the past games, and instead, it's just the police station. The world isn't in peril or is being corrupted, but already has its issues figured out before any events of the story started. The main concern that could have potentially been part of the story is the issue with the cyberheads and if they're considered to be like humans, but instead they're pre-established as being normalized in the world of BRC. The closest thing that comes to this is a police sniper asking Red if he's willing to just end his life so Fox can live again, which yeah, I would say is pretty grim, but it could have had the possibility of opening a pretty big can of worms about the morality of cyberheads being put on random bodies. However, that's not the focus. The focus is about a main character figuring out who they are as a person. Some people might get mad at this story, but this is a game company already aware of the implications of the first two games. They didn't want to just copy and paste the same themes, but actually make something unique with a story that can be done in this medium. So, if you want to bash on the story for not being something you expected, go ahead. I think I'm going to stay in the group that just wants to enjoy something that's fun to play. If you're playing BRC on Steam and want more out of it, the mining community has you covered. To be expected, as of recording this video, there are only a few mods for this game. However, most of them are pretty helpful or feel necessary to download. There are great mod guides on YouTube, and I'll link one in the description in case you want to try it out. Here's some examples. The multiplayer mod can let you see other people around you and invade the personal spaces of other players, or do dance battles. Also included in the mod is options like private servers if you want to play with friends. You can tag out Red and play as Beat from Jet Set Radio Future, making the game appear like the true successor of the series. The Switcher mod allows you to switch to any character with all other styles unlocked. You can even turn to the 2 DLC characters through this mod, one of them being a funny robot. This mod can also let you switch your rides with the press of a button instead of going to the base every single time you want to change it out. Look, I'm not expecting that this review will be able to stand with the others at the top of the search list, or ever will. All I wanted to do was make a review video about a game I thought other people should try. In short, I don't know what I'm doing next. My identity is someone who wants to write and make things that people can enjoy. Kinda like with artists, I gotta find my own style. However I express it. And I encourage you to. That's all. See you around, skaters.